All right, so we're gonna wait by the front desk.
There he is. There's a man.
Yeah, Keeper's Pets.
Hey guys.
Congratulations, bro. Great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
It's good.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for coming to class.
For the Mustang, which is neat.
That
So
does help.
how many questions do you get from students like, so you actually designed them? They say it a lot, or?
Actually, it's funny because it kind of
They wanna, like,
they get really excited about it. You know, it's as guys.
How do you stay like humble, bro? Because honestly, if we get a video that does well, we like our heads get huge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a car nerd like everyone else. I'm glad to be here.
No, it's
I'm
cool.
lucky, you know, and it's the Ford team and Ford family has kind of helped me get to where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
Yo, Ford, y'all are like family.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
There's a love there, you know.
Yeah. So this will be we're going to be walking through kind of the product design area. So this is where people will mock up product design, cycling.
What?
They'll look for a need and they'll kind of fill a niche. So that one could be a hospital bed.
So what you guys are looking at here is product design from his students and the people that go here to this school. But all of this has been created, designed with their clever minds. This is really neat. Look at that thing.
You're probably wondering why somebody who records videos of cars and puts them on YouTube is talking to you guys who are making things in the future. Well, the reality is someone like Chris and myself connected because he designed the 2018 Mustang, which I own, and I vlogged about. So I was like, I love this car. He was like, hey, that's my design. You know what I mean? So it's funny how different places and expectations can meet in the middle and grow together. So we actually formed a relationship a year ago. I came to see the Bullet that was released, and he was like, hey, and he was talking to me like he knew me. And I was like, who is this guy? And he's like, I designed the car that you're vlogging about. And I get weirdos who hit me up all the time. So I was like, you know, stage 5 clinger, what's going on? But the reality is, the fun part is that we have a passion, right?
Not too much detail, but it's really still scratchy and just ideation, kind of. So just quick values, indication, proportion. So I didn't add too much detail, but
it looks similar. I see a little bit of 18 GT there.
Yeah.
You know?
It's familiar.
These guys are pushing into the future.
Yeah. My passion is to share how much I love my car to the world. But guess what? He was behind the design. So when people are like, wait, you're cool with the guy who designed your car? That's an experience that you can't forget. So what I mean by that is that sometimes you don't know how you can influence people in totally different ways. So the designs you make really can influence people to do things. One of the things that's, Chris loves shoes, right?
Oh, yeah.
He loves sneakers. And I love sneakers, but they got really expensive, so now I wear Asics. But the point is, sometimes when I got new sneakers like Jordans when I was in high school, I just go open the box, look at them, and close them again. Because these things become sacred objects, if you will. They become symbols. They represent things for people that are going through pain, anxiety, frustration, but they can look at that design that you made and it gives them some joy, some peace, some excitement, some enthusiasm, some inspiration. So I want you guys to take the mentality that what you're doing is way bigger than even here, way bigger than who has a better design for this project. In our world where we make videos, we're thinking, how can I tell a good story? How can I share it to the world that I'm here? We just came from the reveal of his design, the Shelby 2020 GT500, which is like jam-packed. People from all over the world, all over different nations, different outfits are covering this thing. This car came from the ceiling. It was like, I gotta show you, you'll see it if you look on YouTube. It came from the ceiling, it reminded me, I don't know if you guys watch wrestling, but like Shawn Michaels coming from the ceiling, car comes down like it's coming from heaven, people are going crazy. But it all started in some place like this. When Chris was studying, when Chris was working, when Chris was designing, and things go bad. And you have to be able to keep your head up because sometimes you'll put a design out and it's bad or it's not good. But those are the designs and those are the things that pick you up to want to strive harder. I can put a video out or I can put a blog out that everyone gives me total crap for, but I learn from that. So you're not always going to go out and design the GT500. You're not always going to go out and put a viral video out that everyone loves and is inspired by and crying about. But what you do wrong is really what's going to make you do right in the future. And those are the kind of things that just really motivate you to wake up every day and think, okay, how can I be inspired today? How can I get better today? And it's to also surround yourself with people who will make you better. What I mean by that, introduced it to you right now. I have 3 other YouTubers here. We love Mustangs, so a little biased. But I have Xander 13 Automotive right there. He has a 19 Mustang, so he's vlogging about his inspiration. Over there we have Tunnel Chaser. He went from a Dodge Demon to a Shelby GT500. So, you know, a round of applause for And then of course we have Serpent Stang, who has a dream garage. He has an 18 GT, a 350R, and he's already gonna buy a GT500, so I'll be hanging out with him a lot. So the point is, the reality is sometimes people see things as just objects, but they mean a lot more than you think of. You know, to me, when I was in high school, you know, kids at 16, 17 are going through a lot of emotions, right? You know, your girl you like doesn't like you, you're going through bad grades, your parents stink, whatever, but you know what my escape was? It was to get into my Mustang, because I felt like that was my escape pod, if you will. That was where I felt like I was away from the world, and even when I'd walk to it, it'd give me a feeling of empowerment. It'd give me a feeling of feeling good, like your sneakers you wear. Or these things really go a lot deeper than we think. So if you look at it on that level, beyond just, does this have a nice shape? If your designs tell a story, they can really inspire. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. I'm so excited for the future of what you guys can bring to the table. Because we are employed by the way, what you guys come out with. You have a great, humble teacher here. He is a sensei of I can't believe, if I was in your shoes, I'd be wearing the shirt of the car I designed everywhere. I was like, you know this car? Yeah, that was me. You know, but I just wanted to tell you that you guys have a great teacher here, and I look forward to your success. So thank you so much.
Thanks for the awesome intro.
Appreciate it.
So we all have to start somewhere, you know, like just how you guys are starting to be car designers from here. There was a point where he had only 2,500 subscribers, you know, and it's pretty awesome how he was like, I'm thinking about getting the 2018 Mustang, and I was like, yo, let me help you get a discount or something, man, because I want to see you get it so I can see, because obviously I can't get it yet, I can't afford it yet, and obviously if I did get it, it'd probably get stolen in a week. But yeah, it's awesome. We became a good friend, so I'm glad. Thanks for coming in. And right now we're going to let some of the students kind of show you some of their work and what they're passionate about. And if you guys can start off, and well, they're going to just show you kind of some JPEGs.
Awesome.
I'm going to cut the lights.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Now I see this looks a little bit like it looks like a bee from a distance. You guys get inspired by like nature and those kind of things.
Yeah, we get inspiration from anywhere.
So these guys are at a level now where I'm grading them based on the amount of work that they're bringing to the table. They have to complete a certain amount, and they have to have all those same elements I just talked about. And also, where do they get their inspiration? There's a lot of things that I like to see. And also when you look at a sketch, you can tell that a student is passionate about it. You can tell, you can tell that he's in love with the sketch. You can tell if a guy had fun sketching or if a guy hated it. And if you look at a sketch, you shouldn't even have to talk about it. You should be able to see a sketch and be like, wow, that's a hot sketch.
Almost feel it.
Yeah, feel it. Yeah, it's all, this is all emotional. So these guys are all touching nerves that kind of pull those emotional strings, the same emotional strings that you guys, when you guys walk up to a car and you see that muscle car that's like, there's something radiating.
Bring some emotions out of you.
That's the same feeling that we're trying to capture in these sketches.
So one thing we do is we do research, but it's also like find something new, something challenging, also look to the past. So we might do research where if it's a company, let's say for like Ford, like if they're doing like new F-Series, we might look at the history where like the F-100s from 50s and 60s, but it's just like, you see the progression, but you also have to make sure that whatever you're doing new is not the same as in the past before. So not like necessarily being bad for like retro styling, but it's just what's a new generation different from the rest of the else. And then what we do is we'll look at anything from like buildings, plants, and even how he had those before he had jellyfish. That's something that like nobody would really think of normally of a conversation, but just like you see a funky shape and it's just like, how could I translate that into wheels, or how can I mess with that? Because sometimes when we start our assignments out, we start with these really funky objects. So like it's that fish, or just we make cool creative shapes, and it's like, how can we maybe relate this to a brand, or also how can we put wheels on this, or like where do we go from there? Because when we make a sketch, that sketch always isn't like the idea we come off the rip. So it's like 5 sketches or ideas later, that's how we end up to either that idea or something like that. And then it progresses, because when we sketch one vehicle or one item, we make sure we do 3 versions of it, so that way you can see what does the side view look like, what does the front view look like, what does the rear view look like. So that way, when we sketch an idea out, you don't always look like, wonder what the back look like, and it's like, I don't have a sketch for it. It's always sketched from different angles, and also do research and also find different objects, because something wild can inspire you to do something different. And I could be like, oh, I didn't think of like looking at jellyfishes or flowers or lotus plants or stuff like that. So like, it can come from anywhere, but the main thing is you don't want to relate to something that's, when you draw it, it looks like something that just came out of the factory yesterday.
Somebody, yeah.
So.
See sci-fi, designs, because we're pushing so far out into the future. Eventually, when it hits production, it might get watered down, but that's the stuff that's going to get these guys jobs. Is how future does it look? Because if it looks like something that came out in the 90s, well, we have guys that are there already at the studio that can do that. So what are these guys going to bring to the table that's new, that's never been seen before? And that's how you see new cars that come out every single year, is these bright minds that are sitting out here right now.